One man, one hero, one mission. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You will get this one. He's right, though. You will get this one. My name's Jason, and this is You Put the Boom Boom Into My Heart, my 80s podcast. So please, please, please take a look at this and enjoy from the best decade ever. I'm back. Also, can you like, comment, subscribe, and follow? You know it makes sense. Welcome to You Put the Boom Boom Into My Heart. Right, movie review. So I've been asked to do quite a few movie reviews. So this one to be honest, I don't actually think I've ever seen this one. I think I've heard the odd song, but I don't think I've ever really seen this. This is Grease 2.
Personally, I think that being late demonstrates terrible leadership qualities. Well, I'm not waiting anymore. Here she is. Well, we're going to be late. Let's go.
Geometry and history is just a past. Biology and chemistry destroys my brain. Oh, don't they know that I deserve a better fate?
Right, so this is my movie review. I've literally just watched it and I actually feel like I've been mentally assaulted, to be honest. God. I haven't seen this before. I thought I had, but I think I've heard little bits of the film, and I know people say it's an iconic. I want to know where it's an iconic film in somewhere like in Iceland where there's one person or something. Because so I sat there. If you've never watched Grease 2, be grateful. Oh dear, I tried to watch it with open mind. It was abysmal. No, be honest, Jay. Come on, revert like a professional. So obviously, the girl that plays Frenchie that's in the original Grease is in it. But she thought, oh, okay. Do you know what I mean? And then them two little old ladies that were in the original Greases, I thought, oh, okay. And then obviously the bus pulls off and the hot, handsome Maxwell Caulfield, or Caulford, whatever his name is, gets off, who's playing Sandy, obviously from the original Grease, his cousin. No, yeah, cousin, even though she was Australian, he's English. But they could still be cousins. Do you know what I mean? You don't know. And I have to be honest, it just went downhill from there. Maxwell Caulfield was probably the best thing in it. Where do we start? So you get so it comes on, and then them tea ladies come, and the tea bears. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer. What were you thinking, Lovela? No, go on. Don't say that. It's a classic. Is it an icon film, or is it like... So, the start of it is a song called Back to School Again, where it's just... I just felt like he was trying to copy the original one, but very badly. Even it was like watching... No disrespect to 5-year-olds, but it was like watching 5-year-olds doing a nativity... I've seen better acting at a nativity play for 5-year-olds, if I'm being really honest. So the first song is like Back to School Again, and it's dripping with Edam. And I know that I quite like cheesy stuff, but and then one of the best bits in it is, well, there's not the best bit, probably the second best thing is Cool Rider. You're a cool rider, if you're cool enough. I think that's probably what I've ever heard. And that's why I thought I'd seen the film, but I hadn't. There's no way I would have rewatched that. I can assure you. I'm sorry. I would never have rewatched it. No, you shouldn't say that. Can't be kind, Joe. Deep breaths. You're scoring this, but Cool Rider is a great thing. And then they had and I have to be honest, there was the bit where they're in their bowling alley and it's like, is it Score Tonight? It was dreadful. I was trying to pick out little bits of it that I thought were brilliant. And there's a young girl in it that plays one of the T-Bird's sisters. She is brilliant. She has some great one-liners. She's always cussing, as Americans call it, swearing or saying, you know what I mean? She was absolutely brilliant. And then there's Maxwell Crawford, who is so handsome. What a good-looking man he is. He was in... and Michelle Pfeiffer is stunning, absolutely stunning. And... but it was the bowling thing. I mean, then it was just... I don't know. For me, it just felt like it was... They wanted to make something, because obviously Grease, the original Grease in '78 was just a banging top classic film. They just wanted to make something that was similar to it. And I mean, the acting is absolutely, and I have to, it was dreadful, them singing. I mean, Cool Rider is brilliant. And then we had and I have to be honest, I did quite like, I am a girl of all seasons. I did quite like that. I don't know why I like that. And then obviously then you got he was taking that girl into the bunker and saying, do it for your country, and you just think, how are you falling for that? You know what I mean? I know it was 82, but don't fall for it, lovely. So you had all that, and then you had, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? So Maxwell Crawford was this cool rider, because Michelle Pfeiffer had said that she wanted a bloke that was a cool rider. So Maxwell Crawford brought himself a motorbike, did it all up. His character's called Michael Carrington, which is quite poetic, that years later he was in the spin-off from the Carringtons dynasty. He played one of the Colbys. Fun fact for you, I just thought I'd get that in there to try and ump up this review. So yeah, who's that guy? He obviously wanted to be a cool rider, wanted to get Michelle Pfeiffer's attention, because he was a bit of a geek. He was a bit of a geek, and everyone was not disliked him, but he was just geeky and he couldn't get into the T-Birds. So the first time she sees him is on his motorbike with his... She didn't know who he was. I mean, I know... We've had this with Superman, haven't we? Clark Kent, Superman, pair of glasses changes everything. This is what this was like. All I kept thinking was, Michelle, it's Michael. It's the geeky one. But she weren't having none of it. She wasn't listening to Michelle, it was Michael. And then they had Prowling, so they were doing a talent show, and the T-Birds were doing Prowling. I mean, the bloke that played, it was like he was trying to recreate John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John's role, and it was just, I don't know, you just can't do that. I think they're iconic roles, and I mean, people are probably going to say, Jay, you're mocking this, we loved, and that's fine if people loved it, and I get it's a cult film, and I do understand why it's a cult film. I absolutely understand why it's a cult film, but for me, I just think it was trying too hard. For me, yeah, it was trying too hard, and even with the Pollinate song, whatever it's called, Reproduction, it was I mean the teacher, when she come out with the blonde hair, I mean, she was like Debbie Does Dallas. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, no wonder the young lads were practically reproducing. You know, she was just, you know what I mean? And then you got the geeky teacher that was obviously a good-looking teacher. And then they all sat there with their hands like that, and the women did, and he was going through them like pollinating. I just thought, it feels like you're trying, just trying too much. He was trying. Oh, and then they had, I mean, I love Maxwell Crawford, but he can't sing. We'll be honest, he'd not got a great voice. I mean, this is coming from me, whose voice is an instrument and must be protected. You know, but it's like the charades or something. Everything was a charade, so you had to hide behind a charade. It was no Sander from Grease, if that's what you were trying to attempt. But yeah, I'm trying to find something positive. Girl of All Season was brilliant, and Frenchie being in it was great to see that, and great to see the teachers as well. But it was just, and then Eugene was in it as well. So there was some little from the original character, and Crater Face bloke, whatever his name. I mean, he had a bit of a bit part, didn't he? I mean, he was just on a motorbike, basically. And then they had like where they were chasing him, and he drove. Well, you thought he drove off the cliff or something, and she was absolutely devastated. Michelle was. Her character was crying. But it was just when she stood there, she went, "I'm not going to see him again." And I just thought, I can't act, but I can act better than that. Do you know what I mean? That's what it just felt. It just felt really, really, for me, very wooden. I mean, I'm not the best one because I can't act. You know, I can't act same in life, but it just felt a little bit wooden. I mean, it's fun. I have to be honest. If you watch it with a dead mind, if you watch it with an open mind, then I get it. Yeah, I do get you just got to watch it as it is. And I'd never seen it, so I was and I'd no thingy of what it was going to be like. I didn't think and I wasn't comparing it to Grease, the original, at all, which is one of my favourite movies. I wasn't being biased. I tried not to be biased at all. But the songs are just terrible, if I'm being honest. And I think the worst one was the one at the end called Rockahula, which literally sounded like they were trying to recreate We Go Together. Like Rama Lama 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 Ding a Ding to Dong, forever, shoo-up, yabba yubity bum to bum. It felt like they were trying to recreate that with this hula song, and it just did not work. I'm sorry. Cool Ride is great. Girls of All Seasons I did like. Reproduction, I get why people like that. I mean, I've spoke to people when people have asked me to review it before, and they say, "Oh, you'll like Reproduction, you'll like this," and it's like, no, I didn't. But it was. If you watch this film, and I apologise if anyone loves this film, this is no disrespect to anybody. This is just my honest review. For me, it was just very wooden, and the songs didn't do anything. They didn't go anywhere. Honestly, none of them could really sing. If I'm being honest. And this is coming from someone that can't sing, so I know what I'm talking about. but yeah, I get it's a cult film. It's like loads of other stuff that are cult films that I don't get. But if you love this Grease 2, then this is... I apologise to you for this review, but this is just a fun, quick review of me saying... I've got to give it a score, and I just want to give it nothing, but I won't. I'll give it 2 out of 5. If you like to sit there and watch a film and not have to open your mind, honestly, go watch this. I normally say it's a great film to go and watch. If you are empty-headed, go and watch it. If you only had a brain. I'm joking. But no, I have to be honest, for me, personally, it wasn't... I mean, I was more shocked that I'd not seen it, because I thought I'd seen it, but I think it was like the Cool Rider. I'd seen clips of that. I'd never heard of any of the other songs. Maxwell Crawford, you handsome, handsome man. It was great to see that plays French in it. It was great. Even the women that play the T-Bears were not as endearing as the original. And I know I'm not comparing it to the original because they're completely different. By a long shot, believe you me. But if you want to just sit there and watch a film like that and think, that's an hour and 55 minutes of my life gone, I'll never get it back, then go and knock yourself out. But for me, it wasn't the best. But do you know what? It is what it is. It's a great 80s film, and I love 80s movies. I love reviewing 80s movies. I've never seen it, and this is an honest, fun... It's a fun... You know what I mean? I'm not taking it too serious. It's a fun review, telling you what I thought of it and having a little bit of a Mickey take. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go and watch it, more power to you. Just remember, you can never get that hour and 55 minutes back. But please, please, if you want to go and watch it, go watch it. You'll regret it. But go watch it. Have a good day, you beautiful lot. No, you're not looking at doing Edna Everage. How brilliant was that? Do you know what? I'm so lucky. I have some great, amazing guests come on. And I'm lucky enough that I do something that I absolutely love. 80s is literally an obsession of mine. So a big thank you to every single person that's come onto my show, that's left me a message and say, Jay, could you do this? Could you do that? I would love to be a guest. So please, that's another episode over with. So please follow, like, comment, subscribe. Anywhere you see us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. You know it makes sense. Have a great day, you beautiful lot.